You're not on my level. I don't need to address you, bro.
Leave it. They're looking to fight.
I don't need to address you, bro. You're not on my...
If you want to go now, we can go now. And AJ was pretty calm. He said, do you want me to smash this chair across your face? And then they...
Jake Paul just got brutally exposed by Anthony Joshua on the street under these new fight rules. It's shocking to see Paul caught off guard, stumbling like he doesn't belong in AJ's world. Fans are outraged and hyped this isn't just a scare, it's a warning. Mess with Joshua and you pay the price.
Me and you are not on the same level. And where you are in your career, you don't offer me nothing.
If you don't want to fight,
I don't need to fight.
If you don't want to
where
fight,
I'm going is
bro.
bigger and better than you.
AJ absolutely humiliated Jake Paul under these new fight rules, tearing him apart like a predator cornering prey. Paul looked completely helpless, flailing and outmatched at every move. There's no mercy here. Joshua's dominance isn't just in the ring, it's personal, brutal, and undeniable. Fans can't stop talking about this absolute destruction. Duke McKenzie hits the nail on the head. This chaos with AJ and Jake isn't about disrespecting boxing, it's pure show business mayhem. Joshua isn't just playing, he's sending a message. In the fight game, power talks louder than hype, and Jake Paul just got schooled in public humiliation. Fans are eating it up.
Well, you know what? It wouldn't surprise me, but like I say, I don't see there's any harm in it. It didn't bring the sport into disrepute in any way. This is the show business world that we live in. There's the fight game and then there's the fight business. And from the
Derek Chisora isn't holding back. He's brutally honest about Paul's chances. Let's be real, Jake's hype means nothing against AJ's raw power. Under these new fight rules, this isn't a fair fight. It's a potential disaster for Paul. Fans are already predicting chaos, and the ambulance remark just ignited the frenzy.
Whatever happens will be exciting.
Does he have the power to knock out Joshua?
Nah, he hasn't got the power to knock out Joshua.
How does that fight end?
Jake Paul got into an ambulance, bro.
Tony Bellew nails the danger Jake Paul just flirted with. AJ isn't just hitting, he's dismantling Paul under these new fight rules, and targeting vulnerable spots is no joke. Paul looked completely exposed, and fans are gasping at the level of risk here. This wasn't a fight, it was a harsh lesson in brutality.
Slap in the face towards the eye.
In the ear as well.
People have to realise that I've got 2 scratched eyeballs, and the eyeballs, the part of the body, it never heals. Yeah. So the best way to explain it is it would be like varnishing a door, and the varnish comes off, and then you've got to re-put the varnish back on. The liquid on the eye comes off in the cornea, gets damaged.
Dave Coldwell exposes the truth. AJ's moves weren't reckless, they were calculated. Jake Paul got humiliated, but every jab, every slap was pre-planned to assert dominance. Fans are debating the ethics, but one thing is clear, Paul is learning the brutal consequences of stepping into AJ's world.
Premeditated, then it's not uncharacteristic. At the time, you're thinking it's like reaction. So no, it's not, because he premeditates everything, and it was funny, but I don't agree with touching him.
Tony Bellew perfectly sums up the madness. AJ versus Jake Paul under these new rules has exploded into the most talked about showdown in years. It's controversial, dangerous, and fans are eating it up. Paul's humiliation only fuels the frenzy, and everyone knows this isn't just a fight, it's a spectacle with stakes off the charts.
Just wrong, but I think this fight's just gone to another toll.
It's absolutely grabbed the public interest now to another level, isn't it?
This is quite simply the biggest fight this country's ever seen.
Johnny Nelson doesn't hold back. Jake Paul just got publicly schooled. AJ isn't just a fighter, he's a predator under these new street-style rules, and Paul is left looking like an amateur pretending to belong. Fans are shocked, entertained, and already labeling this one of the most brutal public beatdowns in recent boxing history.
It was wrong. Yeah, it was wrong. He put his hands on it, and so it was wrong. But you know what? He's saying I'm going to play the villain. You know, being the prop, done everything right.
Eddie Hearn perfectly sums up the brutal reality of what just went down. AJ doesn't joke, he doesn't play with his opponents, and Jake Paul is living proof of that. Under these new fight rules, there's zero mercy, and Paul got a full display of what happens when a true champion steps in with a smaller, less experienced fighter. Fans are going wild, debating every moment, every jab, and the sheer aggression on display. AJ's approach isn't just physical, it's psychological dominance. A warning to anyone thinking they can toy with him. The spectacle has fans glued, shock and awe blending into pure boxing drama.
a very dangerous night's work. And AJ will be, people say, oh, will he take it easy on it? AJ will be AJ. He don't mess around. He don't play with his food. He'll be going in there looking to take him out as soon as.
Paul Smith captures the shocking mix of chaos and entertainment perfectly. Jake Paul got humiliated, yet some find it darkly comedic, almost poetic under the new fight rules. AJ's dominance has created a surreal spectacle, a mix of fear, awe, and disbelief. Fans are torn between laughing at Paul's misfortune and gasping at the sheer aggression on display. This wasn't a scripted fight. This was real, raw, and public. The fact that it wasn't dangerous doesn't make it any less humiliating. It reinforces just how thoroughly AJ asserted control. Paul's hype meets harsh reality in front of the entire world.
Expect that from Chisora. I'm not going to lie, when it happens, I laughed my head off. I absolutely laughed my head off.
I did too.
I thought it was quite poetic. I thought what happened was quite...
David Benavidez lays it out brutally. Jake Paul is in way over his head. AJ isn't just a name. He's a multiple-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist, and pure killer in the ring. The last time someone inexperienced stepped up, we all saw the consequences. Under these new street-style rules, Paul's arrogance meets AJ's lethal precision, and the result is predictable yet shocking to witness. Fans are reacting like it's a cinematic moment, but it's real, raw, and utterly humiliating for Paul. This isn't just a beatdown, it's a public schooling in what real boxing dominance looks like.
Anthony Joshua is Anthony Joshua. He's multiple-time champion, Olympic gold medalist. You know what I mean? The last time somebody stepped in the ring with him that didn't have that much boxing experience was Ngannou, and you've seen what happened to him. But
Dave Coldwell hits the controversy perfectly. AJ crossing the line physically under these new rules turns the spectacle into something raw, dangerous, and unforgettable. Jake Paul is learning the hard way. Taunting and hype can only take you so far. Fans are debating ethics, but the reality is brutal. When you mess with Joshua, the consequences are immediate and harsh. Every touch, every slap sends a clear message that Paul is in over his head. Social media is exploding, the public is captivated, and the humiliation is complete. This isn't entertainment, it's a public annihilation.
I'm not surprised.
Does that cross the lane, do you think?
Yeah, it does. Listen, the presser was good. It was a great presser, back and forth, poking each other, but not too far. But once you get physical and you touch a man's face.
Carl Froch doesn't mince words. Jake Paul is completely outclassed before he even steps into the ring. AJ's technique, even past his best, is terrifyingly precise. Paul's lack of real skill is glaring, and every jab and combination from Joshua would look like a clinic. Let's be real. Paul lost to Tommy Fury, and anyone thinking he can survive Joshua is living in fantasy. Under these new fight rules, Paul's hype and theatrics mean nothing. He's walking into a calculated storm. Fans are already reacting, some laughing, some horrified, but everyone agrees on one thing. This isn't a fight, it's a public schooling. AJ's control, distance management, and raw power make this look like a one-sided spectacle, and Paul's bravado is about to crash hard against the reality of a true champion's skills. Social media is alight with debate, memes, and disbelief at the sheer mismatch.
What should happen? This is a one-round job because AJ, even though he's past his best, even though he's seen better days, he throws a nice 1-2 down the middle. He's got a nice bit of distance, and fake Paul can't fight. He just can't. I don't care what anybody tells me. He can't fucking fight. He lost to Tommy Fury, for crying out loud.
Johnny Nelson tears through the illusion Jake Paul isn't in a boxing world. He's in a predator's playground. AJ doesn't play games or touch his opponents lightly. He dismantles them. Paul's theatrics, social media hype, and promise of a fight might entertain fans, but they mean nothing against a top-tier heavyweight like Joshua. Under these new street fight rules, Paul's bravado is comical at best and suicidal at worst. Nelson hits it hard. The lure of a massive purse blinds fools, but it doesn't change reality. Fans are electrified, debating whether Paul's arrogance will lead to humiliation or a public disaster. One thing is certain, AJ is the predator, Paul the prey, and this encounter is already cementing itself as a legendary warning about the limits of hype versus raw skill, power, and experience in boxing.
Jake Paul is crazy. If he thinks he can get it with Anthony Joshua, former two-time heavyweight champion of the world, and play tiddlywinks, I don't think AJ plays touch. He plays knock the F out.
Eddie Hearn doesn't mince words. This isn't a normal fight, and it certainly isn't a publicity stunt Jake Paul can handle. AJ isn't stepping in to play games or let Paul survive a round. He's there to dominate, punish, and assert his full power. Calling Paul a top 50 cruiserweight comparison is generous, because under these new fight rules, Paul is outmatched in every possible way: skill, experience, and brute force. The danger is real, and fans are already buzzing with fear, awe, and anticipation as they imagine the chaos if Paul even attempts a misstep. Every step AJ takes is measured, every strike is deliberate, and the responsibility Paul has taken by stepping into this scenario could have devastating consequences. Social media is exploding with reactions, horror, excitement, and disbelief all mixed together. This is more than a fight. It's a public lesson in what happens when hype meets a true champion. The warning is clear. AJ doesn't play, and Jake Paul is walking a razor's edge.
But I said to Jake Paul, you ain't in a box, mate, and this ain't David Blaine. I said, so just be careful, because AJ will take your head clean off your shoulders, and it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And you take on that responsibility, and we all have to. So we got to think about that. But this is Anthony fighting a top 50 cruiserweight in the world. It's not something that we would normally do.
Yeah.
Frank Warren lays out the brutal truth with no sugarcoating. AJ is the overwhelming favorite for a reason. He's a natural heavyweight, a two-time world champion, and an Olympic gold medalist. His power, precision, and ring intelligence have been proven time and again, from Ngannou to every opponent in his path. Meanwhile, Jake Paul's entire resume, 12 professional fights with no amateur background, is laughable in comparison. Under these new street-style fight rules, Paul's hype and bravado mean nothing. He's stepping into the cage with a monster who can punch, bang, and finish him at will. Fans are frenzied, social media is exploding, and every prediction leans toward a swift, humiliating dismantling. This isn't just a mismatch, it's a spectacle, a public schooling in skill, experience, and sheer dominance. AJ doesn't just fight, he asserts psychological control and physical annihilation. Paul's arrogance is meeting the cold, harsh reality of a true champion, and there's no escaping it.
AJ's a massive favourite. He's a natural heavyweight, two-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist. We've all seen him. He can punch, he can bang. You see what he's done to Ngannou. Jake Paul, I don't think he's had amateur experience. He's had 12 fights, I think.
The hype, the chaos, and the controversy have all built up to this moment. Anthony Joshua has sent a clear message. Jake Paul isn't ready for this level. Under the new fight rules, Paul's theatrics, bravado, and social media antics are meaningless against a seasoned, powerful, and ruthless champion. Every jab, every combination, every calculated move from AJ shows why he's a two-time world champion and Olympic gold medalist. Fans are glued to the screens, witnessing Paul's humiliation in real time, and the debate is raging. Can anyone survive Joshua's dominance? The answer seems painfully obvious. This isn't just entertainment. It's a lesson in what happens when hype meets skill, power, and experience. Paul might be a showman, but AJ is a predator. Now we want to hear from you. What do you think will happen if Jake Paul actually steps into the ring with AJ under these rules? Will he survive, or will this be a complete demolition? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, smash that like button if you're hyped, and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest updates on this explosive showdown.